Hi guys. Do you know what this is?
No, what is that,
It's a
Trish?
loofah sponge.
Oh,
And do you know where they come from?
I always thought they found them in the sea somewhere or something.
A loofah gourd.
No way.
Yeah. It blew my mind too. When Donna took me to her house, she goes, I got something cool to show you. And there were these beautiful gourds on they get as long, the vines get to be 30 feet long. So if you're going to plant some of these loofah seeds, and into your garden, you want to make certain you have a trellis and a good place in the full sun where they can vine up. And it's preference that when the gourds are on the vines to hang them straight because it makes it easier to make the loofah sponges. Although she had some curved ones, and that's neither here nor there. This is just a fun, a fun plant to play
No,
with. I'll probably
no,
grow them one time and never again because my friends that know me know that they'll all probably get a loofah sponge for birthdays or Christmases,
no.
depending on how well this goes.
Have you actually used that loofah
Yeah, this
sponge?
is the one that's in our shower.
Huh?
Yeah. This is the one in our shower. And what's nice is they're very malleable, they dry out, they're very gentle on the skin, and you can also use them as pot scrubbers
I was
or
going to say, can you use them in the
yeah,
sink?
you can use them in the sink. But they are a vegetable, and the loofah can be eaten if you choose to. In
Oh,
when they're young, like an inch long, they're like an okra, or they're like a cucumber. You can saute them. My idea is not to eat them. Mine is just to see if I can get them to go. They need 150 to 200 days to where they can dry out and you can peel them and turn them into these nice little loofah sponges, but you can find them at CVS for like $5.99, about this size. So it's interesting. The seeds themselves, okay, so we've talked about the plant. It is a gourd. It can be um, eaten, and you can grow it. This is zone 6B. So they say anyone who's below a zone 8, you want to start your seeds indoors to get them a head start. And that's what Donna was telling me, that she started her seeds last week, and I'm starting mine this week. To get your seeds to start, though, they need a period. The shells, look at these shells. They're really hard, crusty shells. And so we have to be able to moisten this outer shell so that it has better germination rate. And they suggest to actually nick the seed, or scarification is what it's called. I have done the same thing with my morning glory seeds that are very hard. You want to nick them either with a knife. I found, because I'd never used nail clippers, that that's the nicest way to get a little nick. You can use sandpaper, anything to scratch up the surface, and then you're going to put those in water, which I've done, and I put mine in a warm place. The top of the stairs, the warmest spot. Let them soak from 24 to 48 hours. You don't have to have a tail at the bottom for them to be ready to put into the seed trays, but you want them to be softer and soaked. And mine have been soaking a little over 24 hours, maybe 30,
36.
36,
Yeah.
32. What you need to know is, and I did 6, but I had cut them wrong. I didn't realize there is a pointy end to your seeds. There's the point right there and a round end. You don't want to cut the point end off. You want to do your nick on the rounded side. You can, I don't know if Reggie's got a good idea there. I'm making it harder than what it needs to be. Yeah. This is the pointy side. You can actually see a point. Here's one too. There's the point and then the rounded edge. So what you do, you find your rounded edge and you make a little nick in it with your clippers. It's really just like that. You make a nick,
Huh.
you put, and you put it in the water 24 to 48 hours. And now your seed, and you'll be able to see on this one where you see it's starting to get its little tail, that extra white spot right there in the center. That means that it's soaked up, it is moist, it's ready to go into the soil, and it will Midge wants to be in this video, so I'm going to let her. Anyhow.
Yeah, but she's messing up my cinematography.
I know. We can put her on the ground. She'll jump right back up. What you want to do too is you want to plant your seeds in 4-inch pots because they don't like to be transplanted that often. So you're going to start them out.
You start with the larger pot, like a seed tray.
Instead of the small little seed, 1 inch or 1.5. But you are using your seed starting mix, and seed starting mix is loftier. It allows for the roots to develop. But that's what we're using in these 4-inch pots, not like the geraniums, which I went to potting soil because they'd already come through the ground. These plants are going to be put in the soil an inch deep, these seeds, an inch deep in seed starting mix that has been moistened, just like any other. And this is the texture it looks like. You can make a clump, and but it doesn't have water running out of it. So I'm putting 1 seed per pot as they recommend. And again, you want to tap it in. You don't want any kind of air holes because you want the roots to connect with soil. So we're going to fill this 4-inch pot up. I did rinse these pots out. And again, they were clean. They were pots that I had used last year. And they just had a few, little soil in them and some little spidey webs. So that is what I'm doing. More soil. Once you get these, your soil in there, you want to, I even marked this. This is an inch deep.
Well, that just shows that your attention to detail.
Yeah. So it's an inch deep is what they want you to do. So I'm just going to make a little hole about an inch deep there, inch deep here. Just like that. And these don't need to have light to germinate, but you do need heat mat. I'm going to go ahead and put my seeds right in the soil, an inch deep, like that. Cover them up.
Tail down.
The nicked end down.
Down, right.
This nicked end down. There you go. Covered up with soil. And there we go. Nicked end down. I've already put, I had already gone ahead and made my little hole right here in the soil, an inch deep. Put that right in there. Give it a little push. And you're going to water from the bottom with these once they have germinated and you see them come through the soil. Right now, the soil is moist, and now I'm just adding a little moisture to the top where I've covered the seeds up. And they will need moisture dome and the heat mat. These plants like heat. Now, once they germinate, they'll come off the heat mat and they go under the lights. About 4 inches off the head. All right. So there's that and that. Take these. Put the the moisture dome on them. And what else? Make certain I haven't forgotten anything. Oh, once you plant these in the ground, they want to be in a very well-drained area, but they like moisture. You want to have at least 1 to 2 inches of water a week. So you may find yourself watering once a day, especially if it's really dry. And then you want to use a liquid fertilizer once they're up and started, at least once a week. You could have a slow release fertilizer if you wish, but I'll probably just use a liquid fertilizer of whatever I like. That is a completely sunny spot, 30 feet long vine. What else do I need to tell you? Loofah. Loofah can be spelled Luffa or Loofah. I find that interesting. I don't know why. Seed 4-inch pot, soak 2 to. I think that's it. So now it may take 7 to 10 days to germinate, and then we get to play. We'll see what happens this summer with them. But let's take these downstairs, put them on their heat mat, and let the germination begin. I'll meet you downstairs. So I have the heat mat on. It's nice and warm. These love the heat. I like it against this area here. That's the space I'm putting. They don't need light to germinate. And the other plants I have need light. Once I see any kind of germination, hopefully 7 to 10 days, this dome comes off. They'll get slid under here with the geraniums, and they just will keep them nice and moist till it's time to take them outside. Of course, they'll go through the same process of hardening off once it gets above 55 degrees at night, and then we'll get them in the soil. And I'll probably use the trellis that's down there, the back side, the one that borders my neighbor's side, and hope that, like I said, my friends will all be receiving a loofah sponge or a scrubber. But that's it for now. I did give seeds away to a couple other friends, so we'll see how everybody does this year. We'll see you the next time, guys. Thanks for watching Gardening on the West Fork. Indoors, planting some seeds. Bye.